So a quick update on the Comanche. I've done a little work on it that you may have not seen on any videos yet, but probably will. Straightened that front bumper out, painted the grill, fixed the broken plastics that were on there, put new turning signals, lenses on them. Those are like extremely cheap. You can get it from Amazon for like $4 a piece. Just painted the stop bumper, fixed the dent that was in it with a shop press. Took the old bull bar off that's all destroyed and bent up. I also had to get this little battery bracket from Amazon, and I had these already in my toolbox. Some new battery connectors. I'm not too big of a fan. I like the military style, but it's what I had. So I kind of cleaned that up at least to get me a little bit better connection. These need to be, they're soldered in, but they need to be crimped in. So at least I got a better connection now. I put a new blower motor in there because that was bad, and about to put a new coolant cap on it, $6 from Quadratech. And of course I changed the oil. Also done a little bit of work on the inside, preparing for the transmission removal. So what I did was I removed the center console and the plate that goes around the gear shifter. So my next step would be to remove this gear shifter in order to drop the transmission. I will eventually get to that in the next coming weeks. The newly refreshed AX15 is in this box right here. Got that from a company in Memphis. I'll more on that in the future. And some people don't realize how important these little coolant bottle tops are. Most of the XJs you see are either missing them or it's just sitting there. This is a factory one. Notice it's missing its gasket right here. The new one from Crown here actually has the gasket, and it fits extremely tight and it snaps on really good and doesn't move and doesn't allow extra air to for that to evaporate or anything else. So I do recommend you spend the $6 and change that, and don't just pop the old one back on. And again, here's the Crown Automotive part number from Quadratech for this. This works on Comanches or XJs. Also did a little quick test. I put my power probe to the clutch on here to see if the compressor kicked in. It does. So the compressor does seem to work, but the air conditioner system, of course, needs to be completely flushed, and I'll get to that much later. The coolant cap I will be using, and these are all the other various parts and pieces that I will eventually be using on the Comanche. Oil pan gasket, valve cover gasket, all the fixings for that, fuel filter, and I've got some various other things, spark plugs. This is a speed sensor. Nope, that's the ballast resistor, sorry. I don't know what this is. Shift boot, that's for the AX15. This is a speed sensor because the speedometer did not work on the old AX15. Synchro mesh fluid. The rebuild company suggests that I use synchro mesh fluid, not regular gear oil, so I will be doing that. I will put another oil pump. I always do when I pull the valve, the oil pan off. But what we're going to do today is from this rtoffroad.com, we've got Crown. Actually, this came from Quadratech, but they must have had to source it somewhere else. But these are some bumper guards for the Comanche. They are different. There's a left and a right, made in Portugal, believe it or not. And these are the bumper guards for a stock Comanche or XJ that is a pre-97. So this Comanche is a 91 model, and you know, it had this old bull bar that was on it that's all bent up. So as you can see, to the Comanche, I've got all the front straightened up, straightened that bumper up, painted it, and fixed a couple of cracks in the grill there. And I'm going to put these factory stock bumper guards on it. So here is the left one. They are marked. This is LH. You can see it right there. These have the stud on it. They do not come with the nut and the washer. I had to source that separately. But as you see, these factory bumpers are already pre-drilled. So it goes just like that, and there is a bolt that goes in on the bottom. So what we're going to need here is a T50 torque socket, and to remove this bumper bolt right here, And once you get the bumper bolt out, it's very simple. You just really slide it over. Just make sure that you have the left on the left. The left is the driver's side and the right is the passenger side. It is contoured to the bumper, so you'll see that. And you do want to make sure, oh crap, that these line up. Doesn't look like it's lining up very good. And it should line up, but this one is not lining up very good, as you can see. I don't know. Let me check. Okay, now this is bizarre. So this is the driver's side, and as you can see, they are not lining up. And so I said, let me check the passenger side. So I took the bolt out, and this one's lining up perfectly. So, you know, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know if it's the bumper or the manufacturer of this. Who knows? This bumper was bent, and I straightened it out, but it looks pretty straight there on the bottom. So, to me, I don't know why it would be that far off. I mean, sometimes you just got to say, well, it's the Jeep thing. You know, this is a 1991 Chrysler quality control. This is where the dent was. And I don't know if it's the Jeep issue or is it the manufacturer of this issue. So let's see. Let me figure this out, what I'm going to do. All right, what I decided to do is I put the bolt in the bottom first, and I'm going to try to twist this, since this thing's made out of hard rubber, and just get the thing to fit and see what it looks like. So let me try that. All right, so here is the one I was having the problem with. That seemed to have worked. Okay, so both of them are done. Oops, look what I see here. This fan shroud is, let's see if I can fix that while I'm here. It's not in the little thing. I need to fix that. I don't want it hitting this fan. There we go. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. Passenger side. Driver's side. I mean, the driver's side one is cocked in just a little bit, but you know, nobody's going to notice that except for me. So I think what happened is the actual bumper bracket is bent, not the bumper. The reason why is because this thing was bent, this bull bar that was on it. So I think the bumper bracket's bent. And the easiest way to do this is put these on before you mount your bumper back. But, you know, on with the bumper off, you will have to reach behind the bumper bracket to get that top bolt. Kind of a pain, but that is the latest on the Comanche. I still have the parts Comanche over there, which I did actually have to use when I did this front end. I actually took off the parts Comanche. I needed the front valence piece of plastic, which is down there. This did not have that. And I also needed a weird bolt for this blower motor. This only had 3 of the 4 bolts in there. So that's the great thing about a cheap parts Comanche is, you know, if I'd have just bought that off of eBay, I only spent a few $100 on the parts Comanche, so it's pretty much already paying for itself. And I do have many interior pieces I will need off the parts Comanche. Have a wonderful, great weekend.